How trades affects players' values in fantasy hockey. Players whose values went up are Dmitry Kulikov of the Buffalo Sabres, Adam Larsson of the Edmonton Oilers, Taylor Hall of the New Jersey Devils, Jonathan Bernier of the Anaheim Ducks, and Anders Nilsson of the Buffalo Sabres. Dmitry Kulikov got traded to the Buffalo Sabres from the Florida Panthers. As of right now, Kulikov is projected to be playing on the first defensive pair and second power play unit for the Sabres, which improves his fantasy value dramatically. He isn't going to be picked in standard leagues, but he could be a factor in deeper leagues. Adam Larsson got traded for Taylor Hall from the New Jersey Devils, playing in Edmonton alongside some good young talent there is going to give him a slight boost in fantasy value. However, do not expect huge numbers from Larsson, as he's only going to be projected to get at most 30 to 40 points. But he will have a good plus minus, so this would make him a solid pick in deep leagues. Taylor Hall got traded to the New Jersey Devils from the Edmonton Oilers. Taylor Hall is now going to be more motivated than ever and is going to be counted upon for more production in New Jersey. So his value is going to be higher. Jonathan Bernier got traded from the Toronto Maple Leafs to the Anaheim Ducks. Bernier is now playing on a good team, which means at least he will get wins. His value goes up because of this. Anders Nilsson wasn't really a factor at all last season, as he wasn't really noticeable, as I don't even think he was playing in the NHL last season. This season, he is going to be the backup goalie to Robin Lehner. Should Robin Lehner miss any time, Anders Nilsson's fantasy value will go up. Players whose fantasy value stayed the same are PK Subban and Shea Weber. These two players got traded straight up for each other in a blockbuster trade. PK Subban is an established defenseman in the NHL and should be taken early in fantasy drafts. A change in teams is not going to affect his fantasy value. Shea Weber is already an established defenseman in the NHL. We already know what to expect from him. He is as consistent as they come. Just like Subban, a change of teams should not affect his fantasy value much. Players whose values goes down are Brian Elliott, Andrew Shaw, and Lars Eller. Brian Elliott played for a good team in St. Louis last year, but he got traded to Calgary this season. Elliott will, without a doubt, be the undisputed number one goalie for Calgary this season. However, Calgary is not nearly as good a team as the Blues, so his fantasy value will take a hit. Andrew Shaw got traded from the Chicago Blackhawks to the Montreal Canadiens, then subsequently got signed to an extension. Andrew Shaw goes from a third-line player on the Blackhawks to a third-line player on the Canadiens. Shaw may have been an option in deeper leagues last year, but this year, I just don't see him having much value at all. Lars Eller got traded from the Montreal Canadiens to Washington Capitals. Last season, Lars Eller played on the second line and the second power play unit at times for the Capitals, or perhaps. This year, he is on the third line, and he's centering that line. His fantasy value is going to be taking a hit because of that. And he has no power play time. So, what we learned from this is trades that happen in the real NHL can actually have a big impact on players' values in fantasy hockey. Next, I will be having a debate in fantasy hockey or on fantasy hockey whether you should pick players on or a better player on a bad team or a solid player on a great team.